Welcome back to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel. Want to talk about the future, want to talk about AI, want to talk about robotics. Before I do that, I want to do some housekeeping. People have asked, these are real. It's not a background, right? Those are real. Came from my youth. Used to be part of a historical reenactment group. I made a lot of the armor, but not a background. Just want to throw that out there. I had some questions on that. Stuff from my youth. I finally had some space to spread out, set it all up. It's a lot of fun. This is my studio. This is game room. This is just a fun spot. We like to hang out in the house. You've seen different directions. Just a cool spot, right? So all the stuff is real. But having said that, not the point, right? Not the point of the video. I want to talk about AI. I want to talk about the future. There's a lot of stuff. I'm very Sarah Connor when it comes to AI and robotics right now. I consume a lot of dystopian fiction, and I can see us moving in a very dystopian direction. I hope I'm wrong, and I may very well be, but you talk to industry experts, you see interviews with industry experts, and there's a lot of ways things could go wrong with the direction they're going. So saw a headline. I got so many headlines. I didn't write them all down. I don't want just to read out. This is going to be very free flow. AI advancements. ChatGPT 4.5 passes the Turing test. So the Turing test is intended to establish intelligence, right? It means does a computer, right? We've been playing the AI game for a long time in the computer world, but does it appear to be intelligent, right? There's so many headlines, so hard to know what's true. Talking about AI is great at deceiving, right? There's some video games where the purpose is to deceive other people, right? There's sort of a tag, who's it? And they're really good. AI is actually really good at deceiving. AI in games and simulations will actually go outside the code. Like, it doesn't mind manipulating the code of a game if it helps us win. A lot going on with AI. A lot going on with robotics. Do I believe at some point in the future AI could become... Is sentient the right word? Is intelligent the right word? And I've had that conversation with a lot of people. Does it matter, right? Does it matter if AI is sentient or if it just seems sentient, right? And what do I mean by that? So you're talking to AI, right? It seems like it's intelligent. You say, but wait a minute, it's just a computer program designed to seem like it's intelligent, right? It doesn't actually have intelligence. It just acts like it has intelligence. And I would say, what's the difference? Right, what exactly is the difference, and what is intelligence? And that's an old one. I took some old hardware engineering classes back in the day from one of the guys that was actually one of the first people that invented computers in his time, right? Does it matter? Does it matter if it's intelligent or seem intelligent? But what is the definition of intelligence? You look at the totality of humanity. Show me the person on earth with the lowest IQ. Is that person still intelligent? Whatever the lowest IQ is, not meaning to disparage, but is that person considered intelligent? And can a computer match that? And if it does, is it intelligent, right? Does intelligence really mean anything, right? Because there's a spectrum of IQs, and there's people up here, and there's people down here to no fault of their own. Don't mean to disparage, right? But at what point? What does intelligence even mean? Great example on computers is people say they can't be creative. Computers are not creative. Computers are great at creativity. And I'll tell you what I mean. So you say, I can see trees. I got a window open. I see the trees. Well, if you tell a computer AI, because I've done some stuff, cool drawings, right? Amazing, quick drawings. You say, well, computer doesn't know what a tree is, right? They've been programmed to know what a tree is, so they can draw a tree, right? Because they've been programmed to know what a tree is, they can draw a tree. Well, so are we, right? I don't know how to tell you that. So if you took a person from the Arctic that grew up, spent their whole life in the Arctic, had never seen a tree, right? Maybe there's trees in the Arctic. I don't think there's a lot. And you said they've never seen a tree in their life, living in some tribe in the Arctic, and you said draw a tree, they'd be like, what? What's a tree? Right? We draw trees. We have our creativity because we are emulating and abstracting from what we've seen. Right? Just the fact that we call it a tree is a social construct. But I couldn't draw a tree if I'd never seen a tree in my life, right? I've seen a lot of trees. So if you say draw a tree, I know about what they should look like. Well, AI is sort of the same, right? We have to be trained too. So the idea that AI has to be trained in order to be creative and it's iterating on themes, so are we, right? I would say so are we. AI is great at creativity. It's great at a lot of stuff. And the spectrum of things it's great at is quickly expanding, right? We've dug into the facts, and I'm not going deep into scripting on this. I just want to talk, right? Just get on here and talk. The number of jobs being replaced is growing exponentially, right? As the capabilities of these systems expands, billions of dollars invested into entire data centers dedicated to AI to draw pictures of 3D action figures, right? Or to draw pictures of trees and maybe do other stuff too. Now, when you look at the capabilities and things like genetics and analyzing human genomes and the types of medical advancements, and when you look at material sciences and alloys, amazing, right? This could bring about, I mean, we were in the information age. We are now in the AI age, and there's certainly a limitless potential for advancements that would benefit society. That is certainly possible. There's also countless movies that warn us of what happens when AI and robotics takes over, right? And we're going there as quickly as possible, as fast as we can. So I'm 100% Sarah Connor on this. It feels like, you see what's out there, we are years, if that, away from robotics being common, right? Humanoid robotics, working jobs, walking around. It's already happening. In the US, you just don't see it, right? But it feels like, from what's being said, we're maybe a year or more away from household robot. Yeah, I've got a maid. I've got a cleaning maid, cleaning robot. It'll just be standard. It'll be commonplace. And there's no going back from that, right? Once that's there, the paradigm is shift. Talk about paradigm shifts. Once the paradigm shifts, you don't go back, right? Because you wouldn't want to. And maybe as a person you would want to, but as a society, a true paradigm shift, things have changed and they never go back. And the cell phone, we've talked about paradigm shifts. The cell phone was a paradigm shift. How many people could convince society that we need to stop using cell phones and go back to landlines, rotary landlines, and we need to give up the internet and just go back to going to the library? I'm not entirely opposed to those ideas, but that's not going to happen, right? Because the paradigm has shifted. I want all my answers on my phone. When I first started going to college, we didn't really have the computers, so you actually went to the library, and you had to find a book that had the information you needed, and then maybe you could photocopy a page. Maybe you just had to take notes, right? Internet didn't exist. It does now. It's not going away. AI is not going away. Robotics are not going away, even though in a lot of ways they're not here yet. We're not far. What happens when you combine AI and robotics? Well, could be the Terminator. Absolutely could be the Terminator. Could be maybe iRobot, right? Could be everyone has a robot at their house that does their dishes and vacuums and cleans up and does all the stuff maybe most of us would rather not do anyway, and it becomes affordable, and you have care and aid for the elderly and all these great things. But maybe we don't have jobs anymore, right? What does that future look like? A world without jobs, right? Because if they've got AI construction workers, robotics, do we need construction workers? They're already hitting the self-driving trucks. That's already a thing that's starting to roll out. Well, when trucks can drive themselves, do you need truck drivers? That goes on and on and on, right? Legal, you see the legal stuff. If AI can present a case and win a case, do you need a lawyer, or are you just going to go to the computer and be like, hey, ChatGPT 6, I need a legal help, and be like, yeah, sure, blah blah blah, here you go, right? Those kind of things are happening. You look at Grok. You can upload your medical results of labs to Grok, and it will interpret those, and it will give you good information. And I think they stand behind that information. So if Grok can interpret your labs, how much do you need your primary care, right? We're not there yet. I'm not saying they're there yet. People laugh, be like, yeah, it's not that great. Give it a year, give it 2 years, maybe give it 5 years. I don't think we have 5 years. Give it time, because the speed at which it's advancing is exceptional. It really is exceptional. Do you need to be afraid? Well, once again, I don't know. All right, I don't know. We could go Sarah Connor Terminator. we could go, iRobot into this amazing future of robotics. But as an individual, I mean, how do you prepare? Well, there's the side, right? Job losses, industry losses. What are we going to do when your job's been replaced by a robot, right? Will you be able to find another job? And is that 5 years from now? Is that 2 years from now? Is that 10 years from now? I'm Gen X at my age. I'd like to be able to work maybe another 20 years, but what if that work isn't there? So I'd say as an individual, and this isn't easy advice. I mean, it's easy to say, but pay off your debt, pay off your house, right? Imagine a future where you're probably going to make less money, right? How do you survive? How do you survive on less? Just be prepared for that. I'm not necessarily saying collapse. Certainly collapse is one path, right? Maybe there's a fork in the road, Terminator collapse, utopian society, but what are we going to do? What are we going to do without jobs? What are we going to do without careers? Maybe all of that will be provided in some utopian socialist fantasy where we don't have to work and everything you need is sort of just provided. And maybe that will happen too. I don't see us going in that direction gently, right? That's not going to be an easy transition if that were to be the direction. But I'd say best advice, pay off your debt, pay off your house if you have a house. Don't run up a bunch of credit cards. Don't spend a bunch of money. Pay off your car. Pay off whatever you've got. Because if you're in a financial situation in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years where you've lost your job, you've lost your career, things are going to get more difficult, right? And I think we are absolutely heading in that direction for a lot of things. So that'd be my focus, right? Hold on to what you got, pay down what you can, right? And just realize that could happen. I don't say that to scare or stress people out. I think it's just the direction we're going in. So wanted to throw that out there. Just wanted to share a few thoughts. AI, I'm sure I'll come up with 16 more that I forgot to present, but just kind of playing with it, just playing with the idea, sharing some of my thoughts. What are we gonna do if we have to fight the robot wars? What are we gonna do? We just don't have jobs and robots do all the work, and we just sit at home, I guess. Very Fahrenheit 451, where you got the parlor, and we just sort of stay at home in the parlor where we're watching TV and the world's going on without us. Who knows? So wanted to share that. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you for watching, and we appreciate you.